Hello, Helmut Flash here with a little bit of a point of how dentist doctors and any small business owners can improve their business rather drastically, two, three, four times. Relatively easy. Nothing is super easy. Everything needs to be worked on. So please keep that in mind. Now, let's go that almost all businesses need more customers. So what about if you only get 20, 30, 40% more customers via a good marketing strategy, which by the way, a good marketing strategy has everything to do with getting people to weave you into their conversation without having to mention your profession in itself. It's okay if they mention it with it, kind of like, oh, well, Dr. Schmidt. So right away they said he is a doctor. Or Mr. Schmidt, the car mechanic. So just to kind of like verify who the guy is in order, just like we do it with whole conversations. He, blah, blah, blah. Something which has nothing to do with the field. Keep in mind, people cannot talk about your profession all the time, especially, well, doesn't matter which profession you are, but let's assume you're a dentist. Today it's Thanksgiving, and in an hour or two, I'll go and meet at the Thanksgiving table like almost all Americans do. It's a beautiful holiday, isn't it? And if I start talking business consulting there, if I start talking giving health advice there, which I like to do in the alternative healthcare arena. If I start giving advice on how to run your life, because that's what I get paid for, I will not be invited for dinner again. Well, okay, my wife and me inviting the people where we're doing this, but they will not come anymore. So it's just that simple. So they need to weave you into that. So let's assume you can 20, 30, 50% increase it. And that's only because the truth of the matter is 100, 200, and 300%, you do things right are almost all the time possible. Except if you would run, I don't know, a company like Microsoft or Apple or whatever, then but almost all people I deal with, a very large percentage can be achieved. But what about if it's only 40%? Making it more while keeping the money of marketing also down or not more. Basically, just getting more efficiency, getting more people, but not spending more, or at least not in relation. So what about the second one? What about if we achieve a 20, 30, 40% more sales, more case acceptance? Okay. Those things are relatively easy. And here is the reason why they're relatively easy. Because you guys, you dentists, you doctors, and even your car mechanics and blah, 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 make so bad mistakes on that whole factor. There are no, you don't need to become a smooth salesperson. Smooth salespeople don't sell well. But no, there are some very few little shifts to make, which almost immediately increase the sales. And how many new patients do you get? How many of them have your full case acceptance or almost your full case acceptance? And just look at that. What about if instead of 10 people coming in, not only 3 fully accept the case, And when I say fully accept, I mean they do it, they pay for it. Not just, they accepted it completely, but they have no money. No, you didn't get it accepted. All right. So what about if we increase that by 20, 30% after you already have 20, 30, 50 or 200% more people coming in? And the third one, what about if your referral business actually increases drastically? You see, most of you doctors believe that if you do good work, people will refer. And if that statement would be true, I would not have been in business for 35 years making good money because you guys wouldn't need me. Need one of my 20 or 15 or 30 competitors in the United States. And by the way, there are currently in the last, I don't know, half a decade or decade, probably a few hundred, because everybody wants to be and is a Google social media manager trying to make more business. And while that field is needed, frankly, it is a very low level kind of like, yes, it's needed, but Google, Facebook, YouTube, they give us what we're allowed to do anyway. And learning what that is isn't so difficult. It is actually just stupid legwork, to be very honest, which we farm out to people who do what they do and they're on top of it and et cetera. And it's rather easy to do if the messaging isn't correct, if the strategy isn't correct, there's a big difference between tactics and strategy. So those three things. So anyway, if new patients or if patients referral would happen simply because you do good work, you wouldn't need me. Now, obviously you want to do good work, but there are a few relative small little things to make referrals increase drastic. In fact, I would say that over the last 35 years, half of the doctors, maybe not quite half, but something in that neighborhood, I could have improved and doubled their business only because I worked on referrals, internal referrals. All right. I really think I could have done it with half. And again, not because I'm so good. It's because you guys are so bad at it. Simple as that. You're pretty bad in getting the message out, the right message, maybe getting tons of message out with the new way of doing the internet, but it's not the right message and it doesn't quite work. You have a wrong estimation of what that takes. Most of you are missing sales and most of you do not do good patients referral because it's some work which simply needs to be done. And of course, there's one other part of it, and that is patients recall. Basically, the people who came in, who did some work, probably not all of it. They had $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 worth of mouth in them, work in their mouth, and they only do $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever. And you might think they keep coming back every year for their $1,000 insurance, but they don't. And pay a few $100 extra, but they don't. And the recall is another one, so there is four of them. And with recall and patients referral alone, we usually do very well, even if we don't include sales, better case acceptance, and if we don't include more marketing, even though, of course, we will not take on a case without doing all four. Just not going to happen. So we will succeed with you. Actually, yes, because we know what we're doing. But like my brother about 5 years ago asked me when I started a little event place catering, it's not so little really, we do up to 1,000 people in weddings and in other parties and things like that. It's on a lake and there was nothing there. I just turned it around and made a little kind of like lake, such a place. And my brother asked me whether I really think that I'm that good that I can do that. And I said, well, I really don't need to be good. You guys have nothing here. There is no competition. And it's a little bit like that. It's not so difficult to do what I'm teaching you to do. It's not rocket science. It's not something you need to study ages and ages, but it is a different way of thinking and it is a little bit a different way of doing. And no, it doesn't happen overnight. Give us a call. Let us explain how more or less it will be done. Don't expect that then you're like, well, I still don't know. Well, of course you don't know because you have to do it. You have to physically do it. Okay, all the time. And give us a call because even if you do not sign up, which would put you in a major majority, okay, because my closing ratio could theoretically improve too, but it is at a level where it is rather acceptable. Nevertheless, you would still be in a majority if you don't sign up, but you would also be at the same time the super high majority of people who liked it, loved it, got something out of it, and you got food to think with. And you would be maybe part of some people who then call back a year or two later and say, I kind of became aware, I looked around and I'm ready to go for it. But whatever it might be, okay, I will never have to say kind of like, thank you for giving me the time, because the truth of the matter is, even if you don't sign up, you will get something good. But keep also this in mind. Very most likely, like a patient who has periodontal disease, who has whatever disease he has, doesn't matter how well you explain it to him, if he doesn't get into the chair and gets it fixed, he will not be helped. He will just get more sick. And keep in mind, as more sick as you are, changes as more as it will cost and as more pain it will be to get fixed. It's just all there's to it. That's just, if you have cancer, if you have like major ulcers, major whatever the hell it is, and all kinds of things are wrong, it takes a little longer to get healthy. It takes a little more pain to get healthy. It might even take a little bit more money to get healthy, right? Or wrong? Tell me that I'm wrong. Good. Give us a call. You will love it, and you might even be ending up getting those phenomenal increases right away. And by right away and getting over a short little bit of time. Bye-bye.